Dallas Cowboys have signed second-round draft pick defensive end Martian Nealon, as they have now put their entire 2024 draft class under contract. In Major League Baseball, the Houston Astros call them their opener. They'll continue that series with the Giants tonight in the Bay at 8:45, while the Rangers return to action to take on the Dodgers. You can catch that one here starting at 8:30.
This is Extra Innings with Pleasure.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Rock and roll! The Texans win it!
You've been called to say that.
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
That goal is history. A walk-off home run.
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pledger wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. Now, here's Pledge.
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pledger. Thanks for joining me, however you may be joining me, whether that's on the FM dial at 94.1. If you're listening online at sasportstar.com via our AA Best Bail Bonds audio player, or if you happen to be listening as we broadcast all of our shows live on our YouTube channel at SA Sports Star on YouTube. You can comment along with the show as it happens live. I appreciate it. By already in the building there in the bullpen as we get ready for tonight's show. One of those rare kind of off nights in between games, waiting on game 3 tomorrow night. Blitz getting ready to do it live out at the Big Blind over there at 281 and Redland Road. Can't wait for that. That's always a good time when they're out there. And most importantly, got giveaways. I've got lots of giveaways today. So stay tuned, because if you want a chance to go check out the 2024 Superhero Comic-Con out at the Freeman Coliseum, well, you just stay tuned right here to Extra Innings with Pleasure, because I've got multiple chances for you to win 4 tickets to go check out Superhero 2024 Comic-Con out at the Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall. Each ticket is good for 1 day's admission, so you can take the family all one day. You and a buddy can go a couple separate days, or you could just go every single day of the week. So let it happen. Goldfinger says, don't let AJ take your ticket giveaways. I am the arbiter of the ticket giveaways, so nobody's taking my tickets. Oh, man. The NBA has a lot going on, even on its off days. Most importantly, yesterday, the news we never really got into with Frank Vogel Danny Hurley turning down the Los Angeles Lakers. And I talked about it a little bit with Rob, but the fact that it just felt like the Lakers lowballed him in terms of, if you're going to get a guy out of what is a really good situation, going for a three-peat with a fantastic recruiting class coming in, you got to money whip him to leave that situation. Otherwise, he's just using you for leverage and contract negotiations with his own team. The Lakers have done this a couple of different times. They did it with Frank Vogel. They've done it with Tyronn Lue. Remember, they forced Jason Kidd onto somebody's staff as an assistant. So I don't know if the Lakers just think their name and prestige is enough. But the headache of dealing with LeBron James and Anthony Davis and the expectations that come with being the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, I wouldn't think that you would consider it lucky to have that job. It's a lot like being the head coach of the Cowboys. I mean, Yeah, there's prestige to it. But there's also a lot of crap that I got to deal with there that I don't have to deal with at other jobs. The arrogance of the Lakers to think that they could try, and I don't want to say lowball because it was top 10 money, but you've got to offer top 5 if you're trying to go get a Danny Hurley and pry him away from the situation. I mean, you can offer that kind of money when you're talking about Kenny Atkinson or JJ Redick or James Borrego. That's not going to work when you're going after the biggest fish in the ponds. Fabio Real says, seems like Woj overstated the offer from the Lakers. Did Woj overstate it? Or was he told they were going to give him a monster offer that never truly came to fruition? Or did the Lakers think that was their monster offer? The second Danny Hurley left LA, I was like, well, he's going back to UConn to show them what they offered, and he's going to end up staying there. You don't let him out of the building. I don't care if he's got a Billy Joel concert to go to. It's incredible to me, the fact that they went for the home run in Danny Hurley. And now they're back to where they've been. They're going after the Darvin Hams. They're going after James Borrego. They're going after Kenny Atkinson. Assistants that may be good coaches, but are they ready for that job and everything that comes with that job? The dealing with LeBron, the fan base, the expectations. It's going to be very interesting to see what LA does to try and quell this. And the fact that they missed on Hurley, what does that mean for LeBron? Do they have to satiate him by getting the guy that he wants now? Or does LeBron play his true hand, opt out, and really test that free agent market? The Lakers this offseason are going to be a beautiful mess to watch from the outside. As not a Laker fan, watching something that's on fire burning in the distance is a ton of fun. And it feels like that's where LA is. Yes, they've got talent. Yes, LeBron, Anthony Davis, when healthy, even Austin Reeves, they've got some talent there. And they're going to try and make a play for whether it's Trae Young or DeJounte Murray, or name a star player that could possibly be on the way out somewhere. Anybody that the Spurs may have had rumored interest in, Darius Garland, you can bet the Lakers will also be involved in those conversations, and that includes Jimmy Butler. But do they have the assets to truly be able to manage something like that? That's the bigger issue, because they don't have a lot of draft equity to be able to play with. And the only thing that they can really do is hope that a player gives an ultimatum of Lakers or bust, which limits a person's or a team's ability to move them where they want to go. If we're being honest, best case scenario, in my opinion, I think it is JJ Redick. I think he's a players type coach. He's new or fresh removed from the game, so he understands the spacing and the pacing of the game and what it's turned into. And I think as a player, his thought process of how to get the best of spacing with LeBron playing point will be very good for the team. The one thing that I do question is what can he do in game? What can he do timeout wise, challenge wise? Those are going to be the biggest adjustments, I think, for JJ Redick, but could be a home run hit of a hire. It's more so in LA about managing egos than everything else. And I think having a former player that knows the locker room as well as he does would have a good chance at that. David Macias, on our YouTube live feed, I would take a college coaching job over an NBA job. Sure, NIL is a mess, but at least you can bench an egomaniac in college. Possibly. You risk losing them to the portal or the draft, but, I mean, you kind of lose that anyway if that player is good enough. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. When we come back, Jason Minix of the Blitz will join me as we get ready for a big day out at the Big Blind tomorrow for a hump day, plus getting ready for Game 3 of the NBA Finals. What's his take? Does Dallas stand a chance to get back into it? And which injury concern is more pivotal? Is it Luka's or is it Porzingis? We'll talk about it with Jason Minix next right here on Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 FM.
Introducing Lumi for Men, and we named him Mando. I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman, the inventor of Mando Whole Body Deodorant for pits, packages, and feet, because we all know our pits aren't the only place we get odor. Mando Whole Body Deodorant is different from anything you've ever tried before. It stops odor before it starts, powered by our acidified technology. Mando controls odor anywhere you have it. My patented whole body deodorant formula has over 200,000 five-star reviews. And because Mando has a 60-day stink-free guarantee, you can try Mando risk-free. Give Mando Whole Body Deodorant a try today and smell like the stink-free man you were intended to be.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 1515 and get an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack that comes with a solid stick, cream tube, 2 free products of your choice, and ships free with code 1515. Go to shopmando.com, code 1515, for an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack. That's shopmando.com, code 1515.
With T-Mobile, you can get tons of benefits and still save, because nobody likes having to choose. It's like getting romance and sci-fi.
I love you. Also, I'm a robot.
At T-Mobile, you can get the benefits you want and still save on every plan versus AT&T and Verizon. See how with our savings calculator at T-Mobile.com/switch. Plus, switch and keep your phone. We'll pay it off up to $800.
Via virtual prepaid card in 15 days. Qualifying unlocked device credit service and timely redemption required. Card has no cash access and expires in 6 months. See T-Mobile.com.
This Father's Day, visit Boot Barn for top-quality gifts that pay tribute to the lasting heritage of the West. From handcrafted cowboy boots and American-made felt hats to durable jeans and outdoor gear, our in-store experts can guide you as you shop, assisting with boot sizing and helping you navigate the store so you can find the perfect gift. Share a piece of the American spirit with him this Father's Day. Boot Barn, unwrap the West.
The Ace Superhero Comic-Con presented by Thomas J. Henry is coming June 20th through the 23rd. Meet Star Trek's Chris Pine, Spider-Man Far From Home star Jake Gyllenhaal, Pirates of the Caribbean's Orlando Bloom, Star Wars Diego Luna, She-Hulk's Tatiana Maslany, and the Marvel's Aman Vellani. Plus, the Supermen, Ghostbusters Ernie Hudson, and Arrow's Stephen Amell and David Ramsey. Get your event passes now at pmxevents.com. That's pmxevents.com.
Before you fire up that grill, make sure you get into Tri-County Meat Market. Hi, Jason Minix here. Tri-County Meat Market has everything you need. If you're thinking steaks, you want some chicken, some poppers, beef ribs, pork ribs, brisket, picanha, tri-tip. They've got it all at Tri-County Meat Market. Take advantage of their Pick 5 for $25, and Tri-County always offers a 10% discount for military and first responders. Tri-County Meat Market, 2 locations, on Ralph Fair Road and on Heavener, or online at tricountymeat.com.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 407. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-5407. That's 800-575-5407. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textblend.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Replace stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Homeowners, ready to replace your windows or patio doors, but think it's going to be too expensive? Well, think again, because with Renewal by Andersen, you can get top quality, affordable windows and patio doors for no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. That's right, you don't pay a dime for an entire year. Just text LONG to 200-300 right now for your free in-home window consultation and free price quote. Upgrade your home with new energy-efficient windows and doors installed by certified master installers from Renewal by Andersen and get their best in the nation 20-year warranty. Renewal by Andersen is the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. Act now and get your windows and patio doors for no dollars down, no payments, and no interest for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text LONG to 200-300. Text the word LONG to 200-300. Don't wait. Text LONG to 200-300.
I'm AJ Hoffman from the Morning Huddle. Join me and Rob Thompson tomorrow morning at 6. What's the latest with the Cowboys, and are they even ready for the season? It's all right here on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pledger, and joining me now on the Buyers Barricades guest line, Jason Minix, co-host of The Blitz, as they had quite the eventful day in studio today with an entire band. Kingdom Collapse in studio. That's always cool when you get a couple of rock stars to come in studio with you.
Absolutely. I mean, the drummer wasn't there, but everybody else was. And, they've got, they've become good friends over the last several years. I mean, Aaron Smith, the bass player, he actually used to be a punter and kicker for the Incarnate Word Cardinals, which, and before that, the New Braunfels Unicorns. So I've known him for a long time, and just watching the success that they've had as that band has grown has been a lot of fun. But they're good dudes, and happy for them. And they put on a hell of a show. They've got, more importantly, good music, and their show Friday at Bluebonnet Palace will be a lot of fun.
Yeah, Friday, Bluebonnet Palace. Get your tickets. $15 pre-sale at kingdomcollapse.com, right?
Correct. And Joe Reinagel somehow will figure out a way to play cowbell at that show.
That is going to be worth the price of admission by itself.
Maybe. Maybe.
I mean,
just make sure, Pledge, Joe is not by the edge of the stage when he's doing that, because he might get carried away and pull a Dave Grohl.
Why would I want to prevent that?
You don't want Joe to break his leg.
I don't want him to break his leg, but if he fell off the stage, it would be funny. I mean, viral doesn't necessarily just always mean good.
For Joe's sake, at his age, a broken leg would be devastating. And we do have training camp in month and a half where we're going to California, and I don't want to deal with Hopalong Joe. So just make sure that he does not fall off the stage. While it would be funny at his age, it would be devastating.
Oh, let's be real. It's devastating to your potential trip. I see what this is about.
No, it's all about Joe, Pledge. Don't read anything into it. Don't read anything into it. It's not more than that.
See, he couldn't even get up the stairs at Topper's Pizza, and that would just take one of the dining places off the menu.
That particular place might have been ruined by Tim Spence at last year's. I don't know that we could ever go back to that Topper's Pizza ever again.
Oh, man. In the NBA, Danny Hurley turns down the Lakers, and I saw the offer, and I don't know if it was just built up as bigger than expected, but when five salary, I didn't think the Lakers truly even attempted to land Danny Hurley at that point.
I disagree with that 100%. I think they zeroed in on their guy. He was their guy. I think they got him with an offer they thought was a great offer in the sense that it doubled the salary he was making at UConn with the same number of years that he currently has. And the fact that they were so out there with, he was the guy. You know, you look at those Woj reports and they had zeroed in on their guy. I mean, if you look at everybody else that they were rumored to have interest in, whether it be a J.J. Redick or a James Borrego, you name them, they could have already hired those guys if that's who they were truly after. And when game one of the NBA Finals, it is out there that, you know, he's flying in for an interview. All of that tells me he was their guy. He was the guy they thought. Was the offer a lowball offer? Well, I mean, when you hear reports of $100 million over the weekend and then you find out it was only 70, yeah, that feels a little light. 6 years wasn't as long term as I was thinking it was going to be, but I don't know that it was the offer that kept Dan Hurley at UConn. I think the idea of the Lakers, their vision, their plan, LeBron, Anthony Davis, who's in charge of picking talent, how much say would he have, knowing that they've got a general manager and Rob Pelinka, that I think more of that is what kept him away. If he would have said, you know, I'm coming, but I need more money or I need more years, if he's their guy, maybe they come up with it. Even though it would be all guaranteed money, I just look at the Lakers the last several years since Phil Jackson, and you've heard me say this on the Blitz many times, it's a revolving door of coaches. Nobody in there has been successful. Nobody has had time to be successful, and that includes Frank Vogel, who won a championship, granted in the bubble, with that team. But there wasn't enough time. And so if I'm Hurley, years are more important than the dollars. The dollars are going to get there. The idea, and I've seen some people, you know, quoting about, you know, California taxes. Well, just look at Connecticut taxes. I mean, ask anybody that works at ESPN about Connecticut taxes. I think it's actually a higher tax rate than California, although I could be wrong on that. But it's right up there, if not higher. So I think more of it was the plan and the vision that the Lakers had for a coach in Dan Hurley, who probably wants a lot more control than what they were going to allow him to have. I think that is the bigger sticking point. I don't know if Dan Hurley will ever be completely honest about that, at least not publicly, but it would be interesting. But my guess is that, not that it was a lowball offer and he would have been the sixth highest paid coach and not in the top five. And quite frankly, at the NBA level, for a 10-year coach, a 10-year contract for a coach that's never done it at the pro level, that would be a pretty big bite of apple for the Lakers to put out there.
He is Jason Mannix of the Blitz. Catch him and Joe Reinigle every weekday from 2 to 6 right here on San Antonio Sports Star. Jason, yesterday y'all got to talk with Danny Green, and Danny Green was, you know, talking about a bunch of different things around the NBA, coaching searches, the NBA finals, but I found it interesting when y'all started talking about the Spurs and the rebuild. And one of the things he said consistently was in about 2 years, which seems to echo a lot of what the Spurs front office has told us, 2 to 3 years. I thought that was kind of an interesting part of the vision of the rebuild when y'all talked about that with Danny Green. Are we trying to press fast forward more than everybody else around the league as fans here in San Antonio?
Yes, we are, because we are tired of losing. And while the clock might, for some, have reset with Wemby, we're 6 years in to a rebuild. We're 5 years without playoffs. We're 7 years without a playoff series. We're only in year one with Wemby. In my mind, my personal opinion, the rebuild clock did not reset when you got Wemby. And in my mind, you've got Wemby. Let's hit fast forward. But 2 years, and again, what do you mean by 2 years? Are we going to be good and competing for a championship in 2 years? I'm good with that. As long as this upcoming season, whether it's, and I'm hoping trading for an 8 or 4 or 8 or whatever, give me an all-star guard. And are we a playoff team? Not play in, but a playoff team this year. Maybe we get out of the first round, maybe we don't, but we've taken a giant step towards being good. And in 2 years, you're a legitimate contender. That's what I hope he meant by 2 years. I'm not sure that's what he actually meant, but that's what I'm hoping, because let's face it, 2 years is still quick if you're just doing this through the draft. If you draft at 4 and 8, and then next year with Atlanta's picks, hoping they suck, and their lottery picks as well, and a stock draft, all those guys are going to be second-year guys. Now you're into year 3 with Wemby, but you still got a young team that has to learn how to win and be legit contenders. You look at, Ant and that group there in Minnesota, and what they've been able to do in a relatively short amount of time. I just want the Spurs to be in that conversation sooner rather than later. And I think the best way for the Spurs to get there is to bypass on 4 and 8 at this point and see if you can get yourself a legit point guard. As Danny Green also told us yesterday, biggest need, a distributor. We need a veteran guy that can get Wemby the ball. You draft a guard at 4, you draft a guard at 8, that guy's got to learn the NBA game. And as Caitlin Clark is showing us in the WNBA, you don't just walk from a college court to a pro court and have it as smooth sailing. There's some growing pains there that I quite frankly, personally, don't want to deal with.
You mentioned the need for a distributor, as Danny Green brought up yesterday on the Blitz, and there's not a ton of them available outside of giving up multiple assets. And even when you bring up certain, like Trae Young, a lot of people kind of turn their nose at him, or LeBron James, who would be a distributor who could opt out and actually be a free agent, or even a Chris Paul who could be bought out and be a free agent. I'm looking for the combination that would appease the fan base, but also help this team in the right way, because having a distributor is great, but do you want a young one? Do you want an older one? How much of a veteran? Are they too old? Are they too injury prone? There seem to be all these markers that keep getting checked, that keep moving the goalposts on what would be allowed in San Antonio, at least by the fandom. Because we know when you bring somebody in, they're not always going to be accepted. See Richard Jefferson, see LaMarcus Aldridge.
I might argue a little bit on LA. He chose us, remember?
He did.
And I think Spurs fans will always appreciate that for him. And he was going to be a nice piece with another guy that we don't appreciate, as the bridge from the Tim Duncan era to the new era. And, Kawhi messed that up. LaMarcus was a part of that, but I appreciate LaMarcus choosing San Antonio. But to your point, yeah, this is, we can go sit at the roof pub and we'll have, 6 guys sitting around a table drinking a nice cold beer and have 6 different ideas on what's best for the Spurs. And that's fine. Pop RC Brian Wright, what are they deciding and what are they willing to part ways with? And I think ultimately, regardless of who it is, whether it's a younger guy like, say, a Darius Garland or an older player, that as long as it feels like they're doing something, I think how you appease the fan base is doing something that says, yes, we are working on becoming a championship team again. This is our plan. And right now, we've got no indication what that is. I think most fans don't want, all right, let's go through this draft and not bring any other free agents in. And then next year, go through a draft and see what we have. And, quite frankly, and I know we truly wants to get this back in a rebuilt position and winning again, then wouldn't it be smarter to do it sooner rather than later? If Pop just says, I want to get the runway clear for whoever takes over whenever he decides that he doesn't want the job anymore, or, God forbid anything else happens. You know what I mean? I hope sooner rather than later. That's my opinion. But, my opinion, your opinion, what are they thinking over at One Spurs Lane? Yep. That's what really matters. I just want to see progress. And you mentioned a Trae Young. I think Trae Young is one of the higher basketball IQ guys on the team. And I love the idea of keeping Trae Young here. I just don't know that he should be the starter. He could be a backup, but will he be a starter? It's like watching Derek White doing what he's doing and has been doing with the Boston Celtics. And, I think he was probably underappreciated while he was here, right? But where are they moving on? Or, Derek White, if you were to bring in a player like Derek White, might not be all the headlines, but would it be the right fit for San Antonio? Not saying Derek, but a player like him. Doesn't have to be an all-star, but an all-star caliber distributor is what we need.
And I don't think Derek White would be out of the realm of possibility. You look at the money tied up in the contracts with the Celtics with Brown and Tatum, and then just extending Drew Holiday. There could be a potential that a Derek White could be had if the trade offer was right from the Boston Celtics.
Well, I mean, when they win the championship in the next week or so, it's a possibility. I think right now, because we hear so little from the Spurs, it's all a possibility. Whether you're talking about a Garland, a Lauri Markkanen, a Trae Young, a DeJounte, all of it is certainly a possibility. Spider, all of it is a possibility at this point. What we'll know is in about 12 days with the draft, if the Spurs make a deal before the draft. And keep in mind, Kawhi Leonard was traded draft night. He was drafted by Indiana. And then later that night, George Hill to the Pacers, Pop's favorite player at the time. And we got a kid from San Diego State. So even on draft day itself, I wouldn't be surprised if the Spurs make a move, or if they have a curious pick at number 4 or number 8. Is that really for them, or is that for somebody else?
2 weeks from today, it will be very interesting. Keep your ears glued and your eyes glued to X for the latest. And of course, keep it locked right here on San Antonio Sports Star. The Blitz will keep you up to date on everything happening. Jason, appreciate the time. Can't wait to join you all out at the Big Blind tomorrow with special guest Hal Mummy and a Wednesdays with Wade.
It's going to be a fun day tomorrow. Hal's got a lot of things going on in San Antonio that we'll tell you about. And he was my high school coach, so I'm sure there'll be some lies told tomorrow when he's on with us at 5:15.
Of course. All coaches love to lie about their ex-players, in my opinion.
The fact that I'm on that list is embarrassing, but yes. I
Jason
also used to mow his grass. He was He lived 5 houses down from me on Manning Drive in Coppers Cove, and me and my brother used to mow his grass, and we would run the air raid in the street. It was fun times. We'll have more lies about that tomorrow.
Well, trust me, the street was softer than some of the turf that they used back then.
Is that a nice way of saying I'm old? Thanks.
No, I played on AstroTurf too.
Right.
That was basically playing in the parking lot.
Yeah, except for you got a rug burn. Yep, good stuff.
Thanks a lot, Jason.
All right, man.
Later. That was Jason Minix. Catch him and Joe Reinagle every weekday from 2 to 6 right here on San Antonio Sports Star. He joins us via the Buyers Barricades guest line. All of our guests appear via the Buyers Barricades guest line. They provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. They are online at buyersbarricades.com. Coming up next, Dallas Cowboys in a precarious situation as they get ready to go to camp. Now, everybody is under contract, but they're still bringing people in. Who have they brought in and would be of use? That plus the Spurs and how they possibly rebuild. Claymore K. Mavs in trouble says Markkanen's an interesting name. Yeah, it's a name that you will hear me say a lot from here on out. We'll discuss all that and more coming up next. But first, I want to make sure to give away one of these 4-packs to go to the 2024 Superhero Comic-Con out at the Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall on June 20th through the 23rd. Each one's a one-day admission, so you could go with as many people as you'd like. 4 people, 4 tickets up for grab right now. Caller number 7, 656 ESPN 210-656-3776. If you want your tickets to go see Superhero 2024 Comic-Con, June 20th through the 23rd, out at the Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall, one-day admission pass, all 4 tickets going to caller number 7 right now. 210-656 ESPN 656-3776.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
When you use Bounce dryer sheets and your clothes look amazing, it's the sheets. Less static in your life? Yeah, it's the sheet. Smelling fresher than ever? It's the sheet. Oh, so soft fabric? Ooh la la. It's the sheet. Less wrinkles on your clothes? You know it's the sheet. Bounce dryer sheets. More freshness, more softness. Less static, less wrinkles. It's the sheet.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, everybody. Scott Innes here. For 25 years, I've been voicing lovable cartoon dogs like Scooby-Doo, Astro. Hey, I love puppies and dogs. And now I get to help pets that need a voice to save their lives. That's where the Puppy Food Bank comes in. The Puppy Food Bank helps pet rescue organizations so they can feed puppies. For just $11 a month, you can save a pet's life. Go to puppyfoodbank.org now and donate, and they'll send you a nice gift. Puppy Food Bank is proudly supported by Thomas J. Henry.
Free is key during Craftsman Days at Lowe's. Right now, get one free Select V20 tool when you buy a Select Battery 2-pack. Plus, get your choice of a V20 drill or impact driver kit for $69. Don't miss your chance to save on the high-quality, high-performance tools you need during Craftsman Days. Because Lowe's knows tools. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 6/19. While supplies last. Selection varies by location.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust.
Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
So I just went to Kohl's to shop their first ever customer appreciation event. And now I'm here to spill the details. Because I'm a Kohl's cardholder, I got an extra 30% off. Or if you're a rewards member, you get 20% off. Even non-members can save with 15% off. And as an added bonus, Kohl's also has great prices on Father's Day gifts, like top activewear, Sephora cologne, grilling gear, and more. So what are you waiting for? Don't miss out. Hurry to Kohl's. Select styles. Some exclusions apply. Coupons and Kohl's cash do not apply to Sephora. Offers end June 16th. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
With Progressive, you get more than savings. You get access to us through our mobile app, online chat, or by phone.
Oh, I see what you're doing here, Jamie. Giving me all these ways to stay in touch so I have no excuse not to. Well, you're in luck, because this guy's in the market for a new BFF.
Actually, all our customers can contact us this way.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just kidding.
But I am always up for
Taco
Pizza!
Jigsaw!
Through the website, app, chat, or phone. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
This is Jim Rome. Join me weekdays at noon, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pledger. Thanks for joining me. Claymore in our YouTube chat says that he is dreading the start of football season. Why are you dreading the start of football season, Claymore? Why? Knowing that you're a Rangers fan and a Mavs fan, I'm assuming you're a Cowboys fan. Why are you dreading the start of football season? I've got good news for you, Claymore. The Cowboys are up to things. Are they the things everybody wants them to be up to? Absolutely not, because that time came and went. But I guarantee you, and Claymore says all in, that's why he's upset. I get why you're upset by the idea of all in. Trust me. But it's not all doom and gloom. I promise. I promise it is not all doom and gloom. If you want to be a part of the conversation, 210-656-ESPN. That is 656-3776. Listen, there is a lot that can still happen between now and the start of the season. The Cowboys have done very well plucking players out of the UFL. Brandon Aubrey, Cavante Turpin, they just brought in 3 guys for visits today. The leading tackler at linebacker, former Cleveland Brown for 3 years, and they also brought in a couple of former first-round picks that also played for the Battlehawks. Those being cornerbacks Gary Conley, who was also a former Houston Texan, played really well in Houston while he was there, and DeAndre Baker, the former first-round pick out of Georgia that went to the Giants. I will tell you this. While those names might not be sexy, they could be great for depth. But also don't forget the off-season's not over. I guarantee you there are going to be people that don't make it through camp that are going to make another roster and contribute. I look at the Houston Texans wide receiver depth chart, and I don't know who I want to cut. It's insanely deep. You've got John Mechie, you've got Xavier Hutchison, you have Ben Skowronek, who they just traded for. You have the Jank twins out of South Dakota State that were free agents that they brought in. And then you've got Robert Woods. That's 6 right there. Plus you've got the big 4 of Nico, Stephon Diggs, Tank Dell. It's going to be very difficult to cut someone loose, but whoever gets cut loose is going to make an impact somewhere else. The Cowboys could use a guy like a Robert Woods or a John Mechie gets cut. Could he not thrive in Dallas with Dak Prescott, who was second in the MVP last year, who was considered by some to be top 5 to 10 in the NFL at quarterback? And I would be one of those that puts him in that top 10 range. There just aren't, there's not a lot of great ones in this league. And he played really well in Mike McCarthy's system. And now he gets a full second year in this system, to which you assume he would be better. Now, I understand they haven't addressed running back, but look at the depth of the running back position on the Miami Dolphins. Do you think they're all going to be there by the time they break camp? Or could you get a Jeff Wilson for a 7th round pick maybe? Or does he get cut loose and you get to sign him free and clear? Or could you get one of the guys that are already out there right now? Cam Akers, Damian Harris, Kareem Hunt, Latavius Murray, Jerick McKinnon. All very viable running backs that would add depth at the position in Dallas and be a nice complement to a Zeke Elliott. Maybe you go get a Michael Thomas or a Hunter Renfrow, who are both still free agents, by the way. Are you looking to add pass rushers? Yannick Ngakoue, Carl Lawson, Calais Campbell, all free agents. Do you need help in the secondary still? Stephon Gilmore, who was here last year. Could they free up some money? Go get a J.C. Jackson, a Dory Jackson. I like Akello Witherspoon. He started 17 games for the Rams last year, had a completion percentage against him of 48%. Underrated player that I think can thrive in a new situation. I mean, hell, look at the safety market. Justin Simmons, Micah Hyde, Quandre Dick. Justin Simmons is the best safety in football right now. Has no team. Zach Cunningham, Shaq Leonard, linebackers that you can add depth. Once they get 1 or 2 of these deals done, extensions, Dak, CD, you can free up some money to possibly go get a couple of these guys. You could bring in help. Talent is added year round, not just the first weekend of March or mid-March, the first weekend of free agency. I know it's cliche, but when Steven and Jerry say talent acquisition is a 24/7, 365, this year 366 type of, they're not lying. You can find talent everywhere. And the fact that you can find like Justin Fields or Zach Wilson. 6th, 7th round picks late in camp to get a deal done. It didn't take that to get a Joe Mixon for the Texans. You can find the ability to still add talent to this roster. And it's not like this roster's bad. There's 3 straight 12-win seasons. And remember, everybody was mad at Dan Quinn's defense. They fixed that. They brought in a hardo. Mike Zimmer. I understand the hopes that come with saying the phrase all in. But just because they didn't go spend every penny that they have in free agency, which they never had the pennies to spend anyway. And we tried to warn you that they didn't have the pennies to spend. They can be as all in as they want to be. They didn't have the money to spend. They never had the money to spend. Realize it for what it is. And also know that this team is that it can still compete. It's not as bad as you think it is. You know the old adage, your worst days are never as bad as you think they are, and your best days are never as great as you think they are. It's somewhere in between. And that's what the Cowboys are. They're somewhere in between. Did they make the moves to be considered one of the elite threats? No. Did they fall off a cliff? No. They're still that 12-win team for the last 3 years, basically the exact same iteration of that team. Only you've got a new offensive system that they are more versed in, that they got better at as the year went on, and Dak developed a better rapport with Brandon Cooks as the year went on. Same thing can be said for the Houston Texans. They added a ton of talent. They're going to need to get that talent on the same page now. But a lot of the talent that's still there, the Daltons, the CJ Strouds, the Bobby Slowicks, they have the pieces in place to have a great foundation the same way the Dallas Cowboys do. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776 if you want to be a part of the conversation. But before we go to break, I also want to give you one more chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to Superhero 2024 Comic-Con out at the Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall, June 20th through the 23rd. That is next Thursday through Sunday. If you are caller number 4 right now, 656-ESPN, 210-656-3776. You've got yourself a 4-pack to go to that. Coming up here on Extra Innings with Pleasure, 941 and SASportsStar.com.
San Antonio's Sports Star.
Have you gotten your hands on Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB yet? Southern Recipe small batch offers big, bold flavors like hot honey, spicy dill, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Bonus, you're going to love the low-carb, high-protein crunch. Turn snack time from ordinary to extraordinary with flavorful pork rinds. Pick up your favorite flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB today.
For the ones who know safety isn't a catchphrase, it's a culture. And the ones who help make sure everyone makes it home safe. For the safety-minded who watch everyone's backs, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as safety assessments and training to keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Here at Total Wine & More, our amazing selection means you'll always
love what you find.
Dad, what are you doing here?
Just getting a sneak peek at my Father's Day gifts.
Well, I was thinking of getting you this Barrel Select bourbon.
That's a really nice bottle.
And Total Wine has it at the totally lowest price.
Wow. You always were my favorite.
Thanks, Dad.
Talking to the bourbon, sweetie.
Find what you love what you find. Like the perfect gift for Dad at the perfect price. Only at Total Wine and More.
And drink responsibly. B21.
Barbara is a real Prevagen user, and this is her story.
I'm Barbara, and I'm from St. Joseph, Michigan. I'm a retired school librarian. I'm also a library board trustee, a mother of two, and a grandmother of two. I like to be healthy. I exercise a lot. I eat in a very healthy manner. I was working full-time, taking care of an ailing husband full-time. In short, I had an awful lot on my plate. Basically, I thought that my memory wasn't as good as it had been. I needed all the help I could get. I saw the commercials for Prevagen. I started taking it, and it helped. I noticed my memory was better. There was definite improvement. I take a supplement for my heart. Why not one for my brain? I've been taking Prevagen for a little over 5 years.
Prevagen is available in stores everywhere without a prescription. Based on a clinical study of subgroups of individuals who are cognitively normal or mildly impaired, this product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Introducing Lumi for Men, and we named him Mando. American-made, doctor-developed, clinically proven whole-body deodorant, built for men, built for hard work. I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman, the inventor of Mando Whole Body Deodorant for pits, packages, and feet, because we all know our pits aren't the only place we get odor. Mando Whole Body Deodorant is different from anything you've ever tried before it starts, powered by our acidified technology. Mando controls odor anywhere you have it. My patented whole body deodorant formula has over 200,000 5-star reviews. And because Mando has a 60-day stink-free guarantee, you can try Mando risk-free.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 5050 and get an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack that comes with a solid stick, cream tube, 2 free products of your choice, and ships free with code 5050. Go to shopmando.com, code 5050 for an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack. That's shopmando.com, code 5050.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
People are going to want to see you fall when you get to the top.
3 stars, 1 season, changing history.
Cardoso for 3! Big shot!
To plan these environments, this is what we work for. We fought so hard all season long.
You could not have scripted a better ending to this magical women's college season.
Kiki Rice, Camila Cardoso, and Caitlin Clark. ESPN Plus Original presents Full Court Press, presented by State Farm. Stream now on ESPN Plus.
This Father's Day, the Home Depot has same-day delivery on the perfect gift to help Dad be everything he can be. Because your dad is more than just a dad. He's groundskeeper of the yard, the perfecter of the patio, and the cleaner of the clippings. Let the Home Depot help power Dad's doing with the convenience and gas-like power of Milwaukee cordless outdoor tools. Plus, get up to $150 off select Milwaukee tools. For everything Dad is, find the perfect gift at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Order select and stock items by 4 p.m. subject to availability.
It's Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I will get more into the NBA Finals tomorrow. We've got a full day to react to that. But some big news in the world of sports. A legend has been banned. That is right. Joey Chestnut, the hot dog king, 16-time Nathan's hot dog eating champion and world record holder for most dogs down, been banned from the competition because he signed a sponsorship deal with an Impossible Meats about their hot dogs and now is unable to compete. He has since released a statement after being banned from the competition. In his statement, he said that he was gutted to learn from the media that after 19 years, he was being banned from Nathan's July 4th
This is SportsCenter.
From Jim Basketball, Game 3 of the NBA Finals comes tomorrow night. ESPN radio coverage comes your way at 7:30 Eastern. Celtics take a 2-0 lead into Dallas. Kristaps Porzingis' status in question after suffering a lower leg injury on Sunday. Celtics say the injury unrelated to the right calf strain. He sidelined him for 10 playoff games. Boston up in the series and up on Kyrie Irving. Last 12 games Irving's played against his former team, he has lost. Jon Rahm has withdrawn from the U.S. Open with a foot injury. Tiger Woods, who last made the cut at that U.S. Open in 2019, said he likes the fact that the tournament will be played in Florida like heat, which will help his surgically repaired back and right leg. ESPN golf analyst Andy North.
It's a golf course that he understands how to play. It is a very, very difficult setup this week. It's going to be fast, and the greens here are so difficult to get the ball anywhere near the hole. Putting is very treacherous, but he's played well here before. He understands how to attack this golf course, and he's a wonderful iron player, and that is very important this week.
Scotty Scheffler, meantime, the overwhelming favorite at a plus 300 on ESPN Bet. He's won 5 of the past 8 starts he's made. Baseball, Jorge Mateo's 3-run home run thus far. The difference, O's up on the Braves. 3-0 in the 6th. Phillies and Red Sox even had one in the 4th. Kyle Schwarber, a leadoff home run. Catcher JT Realmuto will miss about a month in Philadelphia after right knee surgery. And speaking of backstops, Francisco Alvarez off the injured list, back in the Mets lineup tonight. They're up on the Marlins in the 3rd, 2-1. Christopher Cubs up on the Rays 1-0 as they play the 5th. Randy Arozarena scratched with a hamstring.
Hey, it's Greeny, and Game 3 is on the way. The Mavericks, for all intents and purposes, playing for their season. Can Kyrie and company do it? Or is Boston going to put a stranglehold on these finals? We'll talk about it. It's Greeny, starting 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
From Miami, Florida, to Dallas, Texas. I'm ready. How about them Cowboys? To you. This is Amber and Ian on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, and on SiriusXM Channel 80.
NBA Finals Game 3 is tomorrow night. You can hear that game right here on ESPN Radio. The coverage is headed your way at 7:30 p.m. Eastern across your ESPN radio stations and on SiriusXM Channel 80. Amber and Ian is presented to you by